man, shut up. Didn't I say shut up? Bet that rooster will think twice before crowing tomorrow morning. Coffee's ready, guys. Let's start the show. Good morning, everybody. How's it going? Oh boy, I'm glad I really don't have to wake up to a rooster. I probably would hit him with a pot. Let's see who's popped in here with us so far. Good morning, Leanne. Good morning, Sean. Good morning, Mark. Oh, you're barely out of bed. Yeah, it was a rough morning this morning getting up. So, yeah, I know how you feel. I'm doing pretty good, Sean. How are you? I hope all is well. I figured I'd get a jump on today. I've got so much going on and figured we'd get an early start. And the best way to start the day is hanging out with you guys for a little while and having a little morning brew. Yeah, it sounds like you guys have been busy. I enjoyed the show the other day. It was great. You got big plans for today? I'm hoping to go out later and maybe do a live walkthrough at one of the local cemeteries, just to give you guys a look-see of what the place is like, and maybe we'll catch something live. That would be great. Good morning, Steph. And how is Miss Steph this morning? I hope everybody's ready to roll on their Tuesday. I know got a lot of people that were on vacation these last couple of weeks, and now I got to go back to work this morning. I remember those days and bitching. You know what? It's the thing that sucks about it is that you look forward for the vacation and you finally get it, and by the time you finally settle in and relax, it's time to go back to work. That's the part that stinks. Let's see. It's just gone on 2 p.m. here. I'm glad you enjoyed the live. It was nice to have you there. I always enjoy you guys' lives. They're great. You guys crack me up. Oh, no. Stuffed up morning allergies. Yeah, I'm a little raspy this morning. Figure after a little coffee and I feel like it, maybe make something. I doubt I'll make something for breakfast. I usually don't eat until about 10:30. But yeah, hopefully you clear up and the day gets better. Allergies have been rough this year. For me, anyway. Every day it was just miserable, eye-watering, itching. Oh, it's just awful. Living on eye drops and allergy pills this year was bad news. That's me. I don't like to eat much all day, and then I feast when the sun goes down. Oh no, around 10:30 when I start to get the grumbles, and then I'll have a little something, and then I think my biggest meal is dinner because it's just I don't know. I just don't feel like making something. It's because Mark's a vampire. Yeah, we figured that a long time ago. Uh, yes, we are all little bonkers, but our community loves us like that, Laura. Yeah, that's the fun part. That's the fun part. I probably should let loose a little bit more. Maybe I'll get more people to watch or scare off the ones that do watch. It could go either way. This routine is for the fall. I fight off sinus and respiratory infections. You sound like my husband. My husband has terrible sinus problems. And I complain to him all the time. But you see, he don't take nothing. And then he bitches. And I says, well, if you took something to dry up the sinuses, you wouldn't have those issues. So either take the medicine or shut up. It's not like it's going to go away on its own. The weather here has been very pleasant. We've been low to mid 70s, sunshine and blue skies, finally. I wish the whole summer was that way. And then at night, it gets down into the 50s and 40s. The thing is, though, I heard we've got I guess they're calling it an Arctic blast or whatever. We got some cold weather coming. So they might be right. We might have an early winter, and I ain't too thrilled with that. But I'll take what we're getting now. At least now I can get out and do some filming and stuff and check out some cemeteries and stuff because the weather's more pleasant and the mosquitoes are gone. Or not totally gone, but they're not as bad as they were this summer. You couldn't even go outside. It was like they rang the dinner bell and they were all over you. It drove me nuts. So I couldn't go out. I call it the Goldilocks weather when it's on point. Oh, yeah, that's exactly what it is. Hello, Ace. How are you this morning? Hope everybody's got their coffee or tea or whatever they like to drink at this time of day. Hopefully it'll get better for us. They're saying we're going to get yet another Indian heat wave. We probably will too. I'm hoping it'll still be warm enough. I'm going away on a weekend with my son and his fiance. They invited me to go, and in a couple of weeks, and I'm hoping it's still warm enough to take a dip in the lake because I haven't gone swimming in so long. So I'm hoping I'll be able to do that. Oh, I'm glad to hear you're good, Ace. You need to go live a little bit more often. We don't get to catch you live that often. I had 4 bean coffee already. Oh, yeah, I got the pot rolling. Well, actually, my husband did because he was supposed to go in to work early today and plans changed. That's the problem when you work in construction. You got to wait till one group of people are done before you can jump in and do your part. He's just waiting on the drywall guys to finish up their stuff so he can do his. Excuse me. So, yeah. So he pretty much got up early for nothing. That's okay. I don't like to much live stream. Sorry, I love to do videos. Oh, okay. Yeah, a lot of people aren't comfortable, I guess, with doing lives. I don't know. Either way, I don't really care. Actually, I'd rather do the lives than the videos because then I hate having to go through all of the footage and it's a big pain in the cheeks. So I'd rather just do it live. You guys see it and I see it and that's it. I want to try to take a ride to that White Hale Bigfoot thingy they have this month, but I'm not sure it's going to happen. Oh, I hope you get to go. That'd be cool. I'd like to hear about that. Yeah, I hear you, Steph. Same here. My son bought a house this year, so we had to help him move, and it's hard to do that, when I take care of my parents, and so it's kind of like you got to hurry up and get the stuff over there and get back to the house and check on everybody, and like I said, the weather was crap, and then it's one thing after another, and oh yes, go check out Ace's channel, Sean. he likes to show us where he lives, and he gives us tours of all the special places and the history. It's nice. So I'm multitasking at the moment. You got on and lining up footage from the edit. I hear you 100% when you say lives are much more. Yeah, Mark, I think they are too. I think everybody's been going through something lately. I don't know. And then when you do this, I don't know. I get, I don't know of anybody else, because I just get, depressed because you come out here, you do all this work, and then you go live and it just doesn't get the results that you're expecting. And it's kind of a downer, but we keep going. Thank you very much, Steph, for posting that. And then it makes it even harder because, like me, I'm disabled and I'm retired. And so, financing is crap. So then when something comes up, you got to wiggle your way through to figure out how to pay for this thing and that thing. And so that's added stress. And some days I just like want to just give it all up and say to hell with it. But I'm not that kind of person. Sometimes you want a day without a struggle. Wouldn't that just be wonderful? I think we all just need to win the lottery, and then we'll be good to go. I'm not greedy. I'll just take a few million, pay off all the debts, and to be able to live comfortably, Always kills me when people they win like the big lotteries and then they go out buy these big, huge houses. And then you hear, about a year later, they're broke and have to give up the big, huge house. They never think, okay, you buy a big, huge house and okay, there's maintenance on that house year round and taxes. And, so if you just buy a regular house, it's like maybe two people and they buy a mansion that's got 15 rooms or bedrooms. What do you need all that for? People just don't think. Oh, I know. So, yeah, that's what it is, Steph. I don't either. So then when I see somebody new, I always click on their name and check it out to see what the channel's about. I don't know if anybody hit the Powerball. I know it's always so high, but it's never anybody where we are. It's always somebody like in Jersey or New York City, and I don't even know what it is this time around. Last time I paid attention, it was almost 400 million or something. And could you imagine what the heck would you do with that kind of money? I'd be making a lot of people happy. I'd be donating a lot of it, that's for sure. It's over $1 billion. Holy crap. That is, oh my God. That's insane. Now, it would be nice if several people hit it. So, a lot of people, could have a little of something. Wow, 1.1 billion. Can't even imagine. Can't even imagine. Geez, if I won that kind of money, I know I'd pay off everybody's houses. Donate to, several charities, and wow. That is some serious cash. Mark said I'd end up having my own haunted museum in my house. It would be head to toe and horror collection. Yeah, that would be cool. But yeah, I think I would just, I always said that I would just, pay off, all my family's homes, so nobody had to worry about mortgages, and then the charities that I like, donate money to them, and so local churches, the soup kitchens and all that, donate to them. Seeing that our homeless population is growing, they need all the help they can get. And I always said I would head up to the mountain because that's actually where I want to live. Go to a realtor and say, okay, this is what I want. I'm going on vacation. Have it ready in 30 days. Oh, that would be great. Yeah, Steph, that would be great. Yeah, that's actually, yeah, the animal shelters around here are full. And if you were, like when Bill was saying when they were trying to find somebody to take that kitten that showed up at his house, there is nothing for cats around here anymore. And they just say, "Oh, just let them run," which I think is awful. But the places that here that were taking in cats and kittens, that both they shut down. So now, I mean, if you have a dog, oh yeah, they'll run right over and grab a dog or something. But cats, they don't care about anymore apparently, which is pretty sad. Would love to do that, Mark. I would love to buy a halfway farm and get it done up for cheap events and people to go in and witness what goes on here. That would be, yeah, that would be fun. It really would. It would be nice to, buy something that was historical and had like a haunted history and then do like tours and stuff like that. Of course, I wouldn't be charging the money that all these crazy people have been charging for the stuff that, well, like the thing with the Warren house, they purchased that. That's all about money. The place isn't even haunted. And I don't believe the stuff that they have in the museum is haunted either. But they're going to make a fortune. Brilliant. Totally brilliant. Because people will pay it. Because of all of the hype and backstory and, it's just amazing. And I get it. It's good business. But, I would just be too guilty. I don't have, I just, I don't know. I couldn't do that to people. I think I saw Bearder did a video about the War Museum. I have to check that out today. Yeah, I don't. None of it. They never claimed that any of it was haunted. Now all of a sudden, it's one of the most haunted places on the planet. Oh, give me a break. I'm a massive animal lover. I have 2 Welsh collies. Oh, nice. Well, you guys know I have Athena, my German Shepherd. And then we have our domestic short hair, striped kitty, Emmy Lou. But after these 2 are gone, I'm just no more pets. I just don't have. I'm not well enough to take care of them properly. I struggle with what I have now, so it's not fair. Yeah, I knew you met the Warrens. The thing is that people want to believe it. They do stuff. And so people like that take advantage. Because that's why they get the money. That's why they get the clicks. That's why they get the views. Channels like mine, I won't do that. I won't take advantage. Like Sean and them guys, they won't do that. They won't take advantage. It's it's upsetting when you put your faith in somebody that you've watched in this kind of thing. Hi, Cree, good morning. And then when you give them 100% support, and then you find out down the road that they've just been, pulling the wool over your eyes. And you get angry and, you're upset. And I just, yeah. But that's how they make the money. That's how they support the channel and keep it going, because people love that kind of, stuff. And the drama too, the drama channels, they floor me. I've seen this stuff. And I'm thinking, how could you sit here and watch this? But people do. And it just makes my head want to explode. Just makes my head want to explode. It really does. I'm still floored at the fans that they were creating the narrative Elton and John need for that house. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And they will support it 1,000%. 1,000% they will. Cree, I'd love to have you on the show sometime. If you're ever up for it, let me know. But yeah, it's I just feel, because my husband goes, "Oh, why don't you try doing this or that?" And I go, "No, I can't do it. I just can't do it. I just don't want. I don't want to go down that road." I mean, he's not saying faking and stuff like that, but just dramatize it more here. And well, no, it is what it is. The paranormal, is mostly 90%, 99%. It's boring until you hit on something. But then when you do hit on something, it's freaking awesome. Hello, Sir Pomp. Oh, there's always room for a quiet one. Let's see. Elton was making it where Lorraine and Ed were there, but the fans were saying Lorraine was there warning them about something evil in the home. I know. That is just a big load of horse pucky because I really don't believe that she had any gifts either. I think Ed was a money maker, a businessman, and they come up with their niche and they went with it and they rode the money train all the way to the end. They were good at it. So my daughter was all excited and I started telling her about all the debunks and tried to get her to think logically. But I think it's hard for people who have had experiences. Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's I think that they work so hard for others to experience things in the paranormal so they believe them. That's There was a problem. There's something else out there. Yeah, that's what it. Well, like you said, and people are so desperate to believe, especially if they've lost someone, and they want to be able to think that there's a possible way that they can reconnect with their lost loved ones. Good morning, Miss Carla. I'm sorry, but if it was all fake, I don't believe the items are haunted at all. And if I was the Warrens, I would be in my grace. Comedians. Yeah, I don't believe any of it's haunted either. But see, they built up all of that false history and all of that. I don't know what the hell you want to call it, but it's all that hype. And now these guys are going to cash in on it as well as the Warrens did. Hope you have a great day. Mine will be busy. I hope you have a good day too, Carla. And happy first day to Mikey. Hope he enjoys his first day of kindergarten. It's an exciting time. Not a baby anymore. I always love the first day of school. Because you'd have, your new clothes and then you'd have like your new book bags and new paper and all that stuff. And then the new books. I know one of them weird kids used to smell the book because the new books always smell nice. I taught a class on perception, and perception is how people see things. It is 100% on how it is by their perception. It doesn't make them wrong. It just shows how they see it. Right. No, you're right. But I think that the people that do all this false stuff, they prey on that kind of thing. Just like people who are very superstitious, then you get the mediums and the tarot card readers and all of that stuff. They prey on the superstition. They're good at it too. And his team proved to be fake, and now they will make money out of more fake stuff. It's sad that people want to make money out of people's passed away loved ones. Yeah, it is. Those are leeches. They leech on to people and their grief. Oh, yes. Yeah, he does stuff. The traveling medicine man. Selling people, bottles of Listerine. This will cure everything. Just drink this. And the sad thing of this, and they have like, God, pff, back in the 1800s, I mean, probably from the beginning of time, all those shysters, boy, it's just, they see an opportunity and they go for it. But that's how those people survived. Good morning, V team. How are you? I mean, just like all of us in here, we could all do the same thing. Hand everybody a line of horse shit. Start doing the screaming and the running and all of that other crazy stuff. Just to pull in the views and the memberships. And, I want to earn, my memberships and donations the right way. I want people to do it because they want to, not because I've hand them, a magic story. Yeah, the magic elixir drinks. Yeah, yeah. I never minded overnight until they started doing their lives, and it was very clear what they were doing. Yeah. It's just sad. Who's ready for Halloween this year? I'm looking forward to it. I haven't put anything out yet. I'm not as excited as Carla. Carla's already got her stuff up. I don't know if I'm going to put anything out big this year. Probably just a few pumpkins, because I just go in the attic and dig all that stuff out. And we just had the house insulated a while back, so everything in the attic is just like in a big pile, and I'd have to dig through all of that. And I don't know if I have the energy. I really don't. But I'm and now currently I'm working on my new costume. So when we do a Halloween show and all of that. So I started last night doing some sewing, trying to get that all ready. Mark's ready for Halloween all year round. That a boy. That a boy. Yeah, we haven't actually. Well, I know Carla and I have touched base on a little bit on what we want to do for the Halloween special, but I'd like to come up with some more fun stuff. But it's always a good time anyway, and I'm looking forward to the horror makeup. That's going to be fun. It's funny. I love the paranormal. I love horror movies, but I hate Halloween. Really, I've always loved Halloween. And we always would go all out. I mean, you guys have heard where it was a whole family event where we would pick a theme and then go for it. And then we made everything by hand, so like all the tombstones, and we would stop cutting our lawn at a certain point. So then when we put all the headstones and stuff in, and dead plants from the summer, and so it made it look like a really creepy graveyard, with the fence and all. We did all of that, and then yeah, we have a huge front porch. So we would block that all in with black plastic. And then we would pick a theme, and each year we would pick just the wildest stuff. And we had an 8-foot Grim Reaper that my mother made out on the front lawn. And it's just the whole nine. It was just a blast. Actually, one of my dreams was at one point, of course we don't do it anymore, was to get that it's that foam sheets of insulation that people use, and carve it into a giant skull and attach it to the front of the house. And then we would make the stairs the mouth, and make teeth and all this. I always wanted to do that, have the entire house covered, making it look like a giant skull, but we never ended up doing it. Let's see. We'll do something fun along with the makeup, maybe some scary movie clips. Yeah, we got to sit down and hash it over and make a decision on what else we're going to add to it. It's always fun. I have a serious clown phobia. Do you know how many clowns come out on Halloween? Yes. What made you afraid of clowns? I always wonder what made people afraid of clowns. Just like with dolls. Why are people afraid of dolls? I just can't comprehend it for some reason. I'd love to have my own scary maze up to my door and jump scares. That would be fun. If we lived on a farm, there'd be so much fun. Good morning, stage. How are you? I would have. We went. There's this one place locally that do that, and they have everything. It's electronic, where it's all the things move, and they do a really good job. And you know they got the maze, the corn maze, and all. It's just awesome. Hopefully, that'll be on. If they're doing it this year, I'll go through it and film it for you guys. I don't know if they're going to be running it this year or not. It's because they turn the innocent sinister. I could be. Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. I don't know. Bristol, he's got a machete and a 12 pack of Angry Orchard. Let's see. I don't know. My mom said she thought I was born with the fear of clowns because I would always cry when she took me to the circus as a child. And I even kicked one screaming, "Go away." Wow, really? Okay. Pop says, because dolls are creepy. As that even uh the inflatable ones. The inflatable ones are creepy. I say, you guys wouldn't survive it. My house is loaded with porcelain dolls. And they're so beautiful. But a lot of people, yeah, get freaked out. I've had friends where their kids wouldn't even come in my house. Oh no, she's got all those dolls. I ain't going in there. Oh, Creed, that's terrible. You can't even look at a picture of one. Oh, that's awful. I'm so sorry. No, is even the clown that's in what the hell is that movie with the clowns in the sewer? I forget. It's terrible. I don't even think I don't know. I don't find him scary. I find him goofy looking. Kids are bad these days with the violence and the stabbing each other and end up in prisons. It's a bad. Yeah, it is. It's very scary. So people, raising children today really do have a challenge. And like I said, it's in schools, it's everywhere. It's on the streets. And then when they come home, you got to deprogram them. It's awful. Our kids really have a hard time these days. Good morning, Mark. How are you? And I never played with dolls as a kid. My mom and dad bought me a life size one for Christmas, and I hid it in the shed and never opened it. Really? Oh, I had the normal. Yeah, I had Barbie dolls, and the baby dolls, but just one day I was walking through the mall with my husband. We were dating then, and I spotted this little porcelain doll, and she was the sweetest little thing. And I said, I have to have her. And that's what started the whole thing. I actually had to stop collecting because it was just too much. I wouldn't bring kids into this woke snowflake fueled world. That's for sure. Oh, yeah. Actually, I was just watching videos about that where people and their pronouns. I can't stand that. The pronoun crap. You got a name, use it. I'm not calling you they or them. Sorry, I just don't follow that trend. And it just tells you how lost these people are. Jeez. I'm worried for my kids. Yeah, you have to be. Because as soon as they leave the house, the craziness is right there in their face. To me, the book It. Okay, that was it. Thanks. Was the most terrifying book I've read and watched. The movie was a nightmare. Oh, it must have been a nightmare. Yeah, because seeing that you have the fear. But I see I don't know. I just laugh. I think it's funny. But I don't have a fear of clowns. So, of course, maybe if one was looking like that and chasing me down the street with like a hatchet, then. But my reaction would be to, step on the gas pedal and run it over. I'm going to make sure it's down so it can't chase me. Let's see, mine are adults, but I have 2 grandchildren. Yeah, and you got to worry about them, Pop. You got to just because they're teaching outrageous things in school. Nowadays, I think what I would if I had school children, I would homeschool them. Even though I think that harms kids because they don't learn to socialize uh, well enough when they're homeschooled. But I don't want them teaching my children something that they don't need to learn at 5 years old. My friends and I had a place we would go and eat and have coffee and chit chat. We would go. One night they had redone it with porcelain clowns all around. I turned up, oh God, turned around and left. What makes me chuckle is to be non-binary. You have to admit, it's a binary world. Yeah, they're attaching words to what they are that isn't correct, for one. And like I said, they're confused. They don't know who they are. So they come up with this stuff. It's an attention thing. It's bad when you need that kind of attention. She goes, I didn't go back until they removed all the clowns. It was a good year. Oh, yeah, you should have went in there and said, you guys got to take this stuff down. Let's see. I couldn't sleep. So I woke up and actually sorted out the things I had been putting off for months. Good. Sometimes that's a good thing. Or, you can't sleep and you just dig into something and get it done. I did some of that yesterday. I had some stuff that I just had lingering around. And I said, I'm tired of looking at this. So, yeah, I started putting things away. Yes, Friday House is feeling good, which is good news. Yeah, I slept like total crap myself, Pop. I think it was up every hour. And because my mind was racing because I was thinking about things. I had to change the intro for this show because I got red flagged on free music. I didn't get that one. So it was just, laying there, worrying about what I was how to fix it, which is ridiculous. So I did that first thing this morning. Oh, thank you for joining the Discord. And don't get mad at me because I don't get on there that often. But when I do get a flag that there's a message or something, then I'll check it out. I still got to learn on maneuvering Discord. I also identify as a badass. You go, Mark. All right. As a badass. Just because you live in a fantasy, don't expect me to live in it with you. I have my real life to go through. There you go. She identifies as sassy and salty. Woohoo! Oh, man. I know. Actually, we have, there was a story a while back. There's a local kid in a neighboring town that identifies as a cat. So the school had to accommodate this student, even with a litter box in the bathroom. And if I was the principal or, the head of the school board there, I'd say that's enough. I am not going to put a litter box in the bathroom for your child. And your child is not going to come to school dressed and pretending to be a cat every day. Homeschool them. If you were going to allow that behavior, homeschool your kid. Yeah, good question, Steph, because that's what I would have said too to the parents. Well, did he get his rabies and all that? Yep. But see, they had to let him in. But I'm thinking, are you, I'm just like, oh my, I would have got fired because there's no way. Get the hell out of here. I identify as a nutter. That's pretty sad. When I heard that, I go, there's no way And yeah, it was true. They were allowing the student. I don't know how long that lasted, but oh my god, way. No freaking way. Market's Tuesday every day. I got to nip out around the shops for a new insole for my shoes. There are the last legs. Have a good day. Catch you later. Okay, Mark, go get yourself some good ones. All that walking you do, you need some comfy shoes. Thanks for hanging out with us. I appreciate it. I always have a hard time finding shoes. I should have said it on Beardo's birthday. Well, every day is Beardo's birthday. Come on. Yeah. Pomp identifies as a toaster. So what you're saying is that you have an electrical cord coming out of your bum? Got to be a way to plug in. Okay, Sage, we won't write you out. I'm good. We won't talk so loud. Every day is Beardo's birthday. Damn cyclones. There you go. Yeah, Pomp. You just now you got to dress up like that for Halloween, Pomp. A toaster. Oh, she's headphones were good. Okay, good. We won't rat you out, and if you get busted, we'll just be silent. Everybody just stay still. That's all. Beardo's birthdays. My phone is doing its own thing. I know that nothing ticks me off more. I can be because I usually type. I don't type on my phone. I use the word thing on the phone. So just talking to it, and it will not pick up what I'm saying correctly. But if my husband's saying something across the room, it'll type out what he says perfectly. And I'm thinking, what the hell is this? And it'll type out the weirdest crap. And my bad habit is I don't check and then I send it. And then everybody's like, what the hell is this? And then I look and I'm like, oh God, that's not what I said. I can't believe it. 2025. I know this year has flown by. Actually, the last few years have flown by. I think once you hit a certain age, time speeds up. Because when we were younger, it seemed like the day lasted forever. Now, you get up, you blink, and it's time to go back to bed. Because I'll say those, God, wasn't I just here? It's time to go to bed again. Oh, would that be a cheap Asda toaster or the Ninja toaster, Pomp? Oh, yeah. Ninja. Ninja's a nice product. Unfortunately, the prices aren't that great. Oh, yeah. I think it was once, we turned 40. It just seemed like you blink and time is just gone. And you're like, what the hell? Hint for you all, when non-binary person tells you that they don't identify as male or female, don't tell them that they must mean they don't have a soul. Doesn't go down very well. Oh, Pomp. There you go. I don't even play the game. I always tell them, what's your name? And they'll say, okay, my name is Bob. Well, then that's how I'm going to refer to you as Bob. I said, don't ask me because I don't play the pronoun crap. I just won't do it. It doesn't mean that I don't respect who they are or what they're struggling with. But, I'm not going to use, specific labels. Everybody's got a name. Use it. If you choose to live as, somebody that doesn't know what's going on in their life, that's your problem. Hopefully they'll figure it out. Oh, you're right. Yeah, about the gravity thing too, Sage. Gravity is not kind. And we're all gonna have to start walking around on our hands to put everything back where it goes. Oh, jeez. Yeah, Ninja's got some really nice stuff. Actually, my son they were gonna go buy a cutlery set was Ninja, but it was like over $100. I was like, it's a lot. But I mean, you should have good kitchen utensils. That's really important. So if we do splurge on anything, it is, like cutlery and stuff like that. Because the cheap stuff, that's where you end up getting a lot of accidents. Good morning, Parasolo. One year, my son did that for me for Christmas. He bought me a professional chef's cutlery set. Oh, Black Diamond is the brand. Beautiful set of knives. And I realized a long time ago that I'm a silverware snob. It's pretty much what I call myself because silverware has to fit just right in your hand. I don't like the cheap stuff. It's just terrible. I don't know. It doesn't feel right. It just doesn't, I don't know. So that's why and my niece tried to get me to buy a set one time. It was like one of those prefabricated, stamped out sets of forks and stuff. And I'm like, oh no, I'm sorry. Your aunt's a silverware snob. I could never use that stuff. I don't know about that. As I've gotten older, instead of pulling my bits towards my belly, gravity has just pulled my belly towards me. Yeah, I know. Everything just slowly slumps downward. I get what you mean by that pump. The wife lost incredible pain. It went across her shoulders and down her feet. I looked down and she was standing on one road. I tell her that yes, undergarment support is very important. And if you can't, and that's another thing. I mean, it's pretty bad if you can't even afford to buy underwear. You can't just sling them over your shoulder. It's all right. And for you guys, you just stuff them in your socks. You'll be okay. I always tease my husband about that. I said, yeah, just put the boys in the sock and let's go. He goes, oh, they don't drag. Excuse me. I would say gravity shortchanged me, but they might give the wrong impression. Oh, okay. Oh, take it out of the porridge. Yeah. Throw it over towards the back. Get it out of the way. Oh, she's going to kill me, Sage. Oh, we won't tell you. Is she looking or watching? We won't tell on you. It's pretty dangerous too when you're cooking breakfast. I mean, you don't want one of those ending up in the frying pan. Oh yeah, be careful where you walk. They might trail behind you. This way always kills me when they say, "Oh, it's the golden years." What's golden about it? I haven't found anything golden about any of it yet. Luckily, she's cleaning at the moment. Okay. Well, she's not busy later. She can come by and clean mine too. Save me the trouble. I'd appreciate that. That's the thing. It sucks. You get it all cleaned up and then you got to start all over again. But yeah, I haven't found anything golden about the years yet. Everything I own hurts. Everything is just, going south. Nothing golden about any of that. Hello, Tina. How are you? Oh, busy at work. I know everybody's back at work today. Hopefully it goes by quickly for you. Yeah, do you have wobble to and fro? Yep. I remember that song. Oh, see, there you go. Sean's hooking you up. You'll do all my housework if you pay if I pay the travel. It's cheaper if I just do it myself. But thanks for the offer. That kind of money I can. That's why I need to win the lottery. I can't afford to go around the block right now. It's mostly vacuuming because the dog's shedding. I finish it and then I just, it's kind of like worthless because you got to start all over again. Sometimes 3 times a day. It helps with the allergy issues. So yeah. And then after that, I'm like, the hell with it. I'll just save it for the next day. Now, see, that's what I find curious, Sean, is if you do go, you're gonna haunt pump or pop. I mean, it's just yeah, get it right. Early, need more coffee. More coffee, please. Actually, that's a really good question. Who would you haunt? Who would anybody? I don't know. Who I'd haunt? I don't know. Probably my husband, just to harass him and get him going. To be fair, I wouldn't fancy doing $1,000 worth of housework anyway. Yeah, it's a lot. And I would expect you to do windows, and I'm on the second floor, so that's a trip all on its own. Pair of sodas I can't do without coffee. My husband's like that. It's gotta. We always set up the pot the night before, so then when he gets up, hits the button. By the time he gets out of the bathroom, it's ready because he's got to have it first thing in the morning. And he told me that too. I gotta have it first thing, first thing. And then he'll bitch because the coffee pot's like, why is it so slow? Well, really, it's not slow. You're just impatient. Probably you, Pomp. She will look at chat as well. The evidence would be overwhelming. All right, we have to be quiet. The vacuum just turned off. Smile, look innocent. That's funny. She's looking at from behind you. That's funny. Everybody wave and smile. I would go up behind Kenny Biddle and give him a big haunted song if I passed before him. A lot of people said that they would go to Kenny Biddle and give him something. I'm trying, and she can hear. Oh, okay. Shh, quiet. I'm quiet. I'm sorry. I can't believe how well behaved you are, Sean. It's amazing. You are just blowing the socks off of everybody. Oh, she said it's too late. I tried. Excuse me. I tried. Sean's going to be in a timeout. Or he's going to be stuck doing the housework. She's going to hand you the mop. Swab that deck. Oh, yeah. Plus, you know, even if it was for a short while. Oh, no. He's doomed. Oh, you can hear the music. Dum, dum, da, dum, dum, da, dum, 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 dum. Poor Sean. He was a good soul. On his stone, it'll say he got busted for misbehaving on YouTube. Of course, it's mild in chat here. I mean, we know she's seen your show. What color did you want? My God. Look at a girl. She's thinking ahead. I love a planner. You don't want to leave that to the last minute. So she loves you a little bit if you're getting a coffin. Yeah. Oh, now she's a jet. Hi, Sandra. But you gotta, yes, yeah. She's gotta love him somewhat if she's getting him a coffin. It's better than a Ziploc bag and throwing him in a drawer somewhere. Uh-oh. He's on the bad boy list. I was to my husband, I said, I can't afford to have you buried anywhere, so we'll just have to prop you up in a chair. Got 7 quarts of beef stew, 14 pints of beef, and 10 pints of chicken canned yesterday. Oh, wow. You were a busy, busy girl. I haven't canned anything in the last couple of years. I need to get back into it because I loved it. Just never seemed to find any time. Sandra is here to defend her title. Yeah. Oops, I'll be good from now on, I promise. Oh, now we don't even believe that, Sean. We don't even believe that one. And let's see, she knows the Pop. Pop is the instigator. Oh boy. I bet he's in trouble every day. Oh, that's friggin' funny. Oh, thank you very much, Mark. I appreciate that. And Mark's going to get... please thank everybody. Everybody thank Mark for turning you green, whoever got them. Thank you very much. Ah. Sean, it's nearly as believable as if I said the same thing. Yeah, I know she's not believing you guys. Like I said, she's seen the show, Sean. So you just so yeah, no, she's not gonna believe it. Sorry. Sandra says, damn right, I defend my title. Woo! Defend it to the end. Sean, I get myself into so much trouble in this community. What's a little bit more going to matter to me? Excuse me. Grovel time. Yeah. Promise her you'll like do the dishes or something. I'm sure she'll appreciate that. Of course, I don't know. She might have a list for you. I'll say stuff to my husband. He goes, yeah, whatever. So yeah, that just doesn't fly with him. All I get is a whatever. No, damn it, I'm a man. I don't do things like that. Sure. You probably got your own apron, right, Sean? Come on, admit it. My husband used to cook and stuff like that. I don't know what happened. I think I spoiled him too much. Oh, see, you got he's got kitchen duty and in the doghouse. Oh, no, yeah. See, I knew you had your own apron. And see, the thing is that she's going to make you wear the apron with nothing else, so it's just apron. She might as well enjoy your punishment. she'll, she'll be kicking back, with her cup of tea, and Sean will be there in just his apron. You're the boss when she's not around, right, Sean? Isn't that how that works? She'll be caged and blocked by the end of the stream. Aha, see? Pop knows something we don't know. And also, she'll be nice. She won't take pictures of you in just your apron. Even though you could, Sandra, and then share them with the rest of the girls. Well, like I said, he's the boss when you're not around. I'm not incriminating myself any further. I'm going to get my ass kicked. Yeah, see, that's what I'm here for. I'm an idea girl. It's just I always threaten my husband with that. If he's like, in his shorts or whatever, I said, "Oh, I just took a picture," because he doesn't use a smartphone, so he don't know. You better not have. I was watching an Australian cooking show earlier. The contestant won with a meringue, and the audience celebrated it. Surprised me because I thought the Aussies usually boo meringue. Oh, I don't know. And what is that one cooking show there with? I think it's a British cooking show where the woman's really strict. I'd hate to cook anything for her, boy, because she tears people apart. All makes for a good roast content. Oh yeah, it does. Thumbprint? No, that's an ass crack print. Stole that joke. I know Wayne must be. What's he sleeping? He hasn't showed up yet. You get kicked and blocked, but don't worry, Sean is worse off. Uh-oh. Oh no. But he's right. It wouldn't make good for a good roast. I'm looking forward to the new one coming up. Hey, Sean, I'm curious, Sean, what kind of feedback do you get from the roasts, especially from the people that you do them on? Do you get any kind of backlash? Pomp's always getting himself in trouble, so he gets banned. Me and Ryan will be doing the roast from now on. It's going to be a mad one. Yeah, it's going to be funny. We get none, surprisingly enough. One troll, maybe that's it. Oh, really? Okay. Because I was wondering if anybody had ever got back to you, like, hey guys, there's a funny, or or at least say, hey, that was great, I loved it, or something. Maybe through too afraid. Skis. I've been blocked by a few times out. Only one lifetime ban in 7 months. That's not too bad, Bob. It's not too bad. Mark, I got banned from Beardo one day. I mean, how was I supposed to know it wasn't his birthday? Mark, don't feel bad. I asked to be banned one time. I said, because I never say anything that makes him do anything to me. So I said, gee, can I get one? Just so I can fit in. They haven't got the balls in case we do them. Oh, yeah. Pop got a lifetime Beardo ban. Uh-oh. Pomp was a bad boy. Laura holds the troll record by law. Oh, yeah, I do. Nobody's beat it yet. I wear that as a badge of honor. The troll record. I got to be number one in something. so I'll take it. An actual band. Oh, okay. So you can't go on there at all. You must have been a naughty boy. Well, see, that's a problem I always tell everybody, like with texting and even in the chat, you're typing stuff. It just goes, you really got to be careful how you word stuff because people will take it the wrong way. And if you've got an off the wall sense of humor, a lot of people don't understand it and they'll take it the wrong way. So yeah, you really got to be careful. Oh, damn, I've been trying to chalk up a real one for ages, but for some reason people think I'm funny. Oh, okay. Well, we'll spread the word, Mark. Okay, Sandra, thanks for joining us. I really appreciate it. I really do. Go get something good to eat. Text can see text the wrong way. It happens not so long ago, and our WhatsApp chat didn't end well. Yeah, on the what's up chat. Yeah. So I'm saying if you got to be careful how you word it. And I'm as guilty as everybody else. You don't use punctuation, and so it's just kind of like a run-on paragraph, and people are like, wait a minute, did they just insult me or they take it the wrong way? So usually if I have something serious to say, yeah, I call people. I'm not going to text because they're going to misunderstand. And then there's an argument and people get pissed off and it's ridiculous. I mean, the technology is fabulous, but we get lazy with it and then it starts fights. I mean, moments like that, I've been a troublemaker and beardos at times. I don't say too much because no, he never even acknowledges it. So I'll make a comment here or there. I mean, I get it. He's got a lot of people in there. So it's, yeah, I'm there, but I don't say much because it's never acknowledged. I don't know. See, that's where we differ, Mark. I have no sense of humor. Yeah, he's fair. Yep. I've seen where he's very fair and he doesn't admit when he's wrong. See, I'm never a troublemaker. In fact, I put myself in the line of fire. Well, that's good. I do that too. I mean, you defend what's right or what you believe is right. Not everybody's going to agree. But at the end of the day, we still should all just get along. And then there's just sometimes where we just need to shut our mouths and not get involved. Look at this, so many times I've loved to put my opinion out there on certain things, but I'm like, no, I'm just going to sit back and let everybody else tear it up. It's a shame this happens normally. It's taken out of context and friendships are put out. Yeah, it is. When you look into it from the other outside, you think this is stupid and you can't get involved. Yeah. You just sometimes you just got to bite your tongue. Because like earlier when we were talking about the binary and all this pronoun crap, and I made some comments that really pissed people off, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't think that we don't have to play that label game. They're doing it for attention. Everybody has a name. You want to live your life in a certain way, that's your business. Hey, more power to you. Don't force it on other people. Don't think people are going to accept it because they're not. And it's the same way with any group of people. There's some people that just aren't going to accept what we do or how we do things, and it's just the way it is. That's called life. So I always just cut them off and say, what's your name? You tell me what your name is. That's what I'm calling you. Don't think I'm going to fall in line with the rest of society say, oh, well, we have to bend and to make them happy. No, there's nobody bending over to making us happy. I identify as a millionaire. Send me all your money. I don't see the door getting broke down. So, I mean, you know what I mean? It's just ridiculous. It's not easy having a filter. Trust me. I could be a hell of a lot worse. Oh, Pomp, it isn't. It's not easy having a filter. And I always have to keep mine on because there'd be a lot of things that I would say people wouldn't like. But see, that's me. It's not them. And like I said, I respect other people's, views and ways they want to live and traditions and all of that. I'm open to all of that, but I'm not open to being forced into something that I don't agree with. So don't do that. Some people always want to blame others. That's the thing. That's right. That's right, Steph. Because nobody wants to admit blame. Nobody wants to admit blame. And I think that's one thing that I could pride myself on. If I fuck up, I admit it. And I apologize and I try to correct the situation. I own my mistakes. When you get older in life, it's ridiculous trying to skirt around it and trying to, throw other people under the bus for something that you did wrong. That's just ridiculous. Own up to it, fix it, People are entitled to their opinion, but you can't take sides in that, especially if they're, yeah, see, that's where the rub is. If you've got two friends, they're going out. I've been through that. And here on YouTube, where I'm friends with people on both sides of the fence there, and then they have a disagreement, and you're like, oh, shit, now what do I do? You've got to stand back and stay, neutral and do the best you can. You got to stay neutral, unfortunately. And other community members involved, has tried to talk to me for a week, then went and told Mariah she shouldn't associate with me, especially now Beardo has banned me. Mariah listened, then made me a moderator. Well, because she was thinking for herself. Okay, she's, I get it. You had a disagreement with Beardo. That's between you and Beardo. It has nothing to do with Mariah. Now, if Mariah's got a problem with you, then she'll take care of it with you personally. I mean, sometimes you have to have words with people just to remind them that, this is the rules of my channel. This is how I run it. And if you can't respect it, then I'm going to have to ask you to leave. That's okay. A lot more to lose than I have, Laura. So you have to be diplomatic. Yeah, exactly. I have to be because of what I do on here. I do have opinions, but I keep them to myself. And you try not to judge. It's very difficult because that is a human thing, judgment. I lost a lot of friends. I would take sides. I've just lost a good friend as I wouldn't take sides. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. But see, that's another thing. The friend should have seen the situation that you were in and that you'd rather stay neutral to preserve the friendship. And a good friend should have known that instead of being upset with you. Hi, staying salty. Woo, what a name. Like it. I'm the kind of person that refuses to base my opinion of someone on what others tell me they have done, etc. I'll base my opinions on what I see them do for myself. Amen to that. That's exactly how I do it. Because we've all heard stuff from people about other people, and you say, thank you for the heads up and for the warning. And I usually say, well, I'm watching because I'm a people watcher. And I watch, and then if that person steps out of the lines that I have set, then I let them know that you're done. You get a warning, And then, the second chance is up after if you continue, the bad practice. To be fair, I lurk a lot. I see who stirs the pot and never take the blame. They are always the ones that shout they're innocent and never acknowledging that they may have done something wrong. You're right. You're right, Salty. You're right. Well, because that's just the way they are. They don't accept blame. It's easier to blame somebody else. I always say I'm wrong if I'm wrong, and Laura can vouch for me. If I'm wrong, I apologize. Yeah, and yes. And that's the way it should be. You should own up to it. We're adults. It'd be different if you're like a 12-year-old. Oh, okay. But, we're all over 30 years old here. Come on. Own up to it. Make your amends. I mean, how much trouble are you going to get into? Just own it. I know, Steph. I love it too. Staying salty. Woohoo. You have to stand above it, and it says more about that. Yeah, it's, we've all had, I see the damage control that's tried to be done by the guilty party. Yeah. It is terrible. I've had friends that have gone at it, and I'd say, listen, no. Or if I see, like I said, if it's like in my personal life, my personal friends here at home, and I'll see they're going at it, and I pretty much try to be the mediator. I said, well, look at it from this side, and then look at it from that side. I says, now you tell me what is right or wrong. And then they sit there and they think about it, and and I've done that on here too, with certain people that we've had to cut loose. I said, listen, you're doing things that aren't agreeable, and it's going to look bad on all of us. And so the best thing that I could do is step away, let you do your thing, but I can't be associated with that. And and the way I just explained it, and they understood, and they agreed with me. If you're going to go a certain route, especially in this field, you've got to be careful. And because even, the people say, oh, we should be guilty by association. Unfortunately, that's how that works here. If you have an association with certain people that other people really do not like, or like the way they do things, other people can say, well, no, we can't have anything to do with them because they associate with that person. And it's not that I'm saying I wouldn't be their friend behind the scenes, but here online, if you're doing something that is wrong, just bottom line wrong, then you have to say, I have to step away from that because it's just not the route I want to go down. Trouble is, some people really believe their farts don't smell. Yeah, that's true. That's true, Pop. I've said and done things that are horrible. I've not always been a nice person. But these days, I just like to surround myself with people who are. Yes, because they're surrounding yourself with a good people. It does help. It inspires you to be a good person. I think it opens your eyes too. That's why there's no drama here and on my other shows. It's not allowed. I don't want to live with that, and I don't want any of my people in the chat to live with it. Thank you, Queen. Hello, Laura. Hello, all. I lurk for a reason. The reasons you are discussing. Not here for drama. That's right. No drama. None. And if it happens, then they're thrown out because I don't want people to feel uncomfortable. My top priority is everybody is comfortable and having a good time. I stopped talking to family because their negativity affects me and I can't be around. Yeah, we've done that too, Cree. I mean, I cut off my own mother-in-law. That tells you a lot because she was always the victim and she used people to get what she wanted all the time. And my husband knew it, and my husband would bitch her out all the time because of that behavior, and it went right over her head. And I says, well, that's how she learned. That's how she survived. So, and if you didn't do what she wanted, then you were ungrateful children. And she would say terrible things about us. And I said, you know what? It's your mother. You've got to deal with it. I don't. And it's not that I didn't love her and didn't care about her. If she was in any need medically or any kind of distress, of course I would be there. Take care of that problem and then I'd go home. But as far as socializing, no, because she had done so many things that I had enough. So, if I'm not going to put up with it with my own family members, why would I put up with people anywhere else? I don't agree with guilt by association at all. We can only control ourselves and no one else. You're right. But unfortunately, it happens here. It happens on YouTube. And it's sad, but it does. And just because one person's doing something doesn't mean that you or I are doing it. No, we don't condone it. But if they see that you're, in their chat or, you're talking with them, then they're assuming. And what's the old saying? Never assume because you make an ass out of you and me. True. True, true, true. I don't go looking for trouble. It looks for me, but I can honestly and proudly say I have never laid a finger on anybody in anger in my life, nor have I been on the receiving end either. Good for you. Yes, that's what I felt in the situation I was just in. I thought I was more of a friend to them, but hey, move on. It's life. Yeah, it's unfortunately, yeah, it's because they just didn't see it. Hey, there's Sir Wayne. Hello, Sir Wayne. How are you? And it's hurtful because that happened not too recently. I met a woman online through the paranormal community. Actually, because she's a big follower of the Ouija brothers, and I love the Ouija brothers. And so that's how we met in chat. And then we became friends. And we would talk all the time, call on the phone. I'd help her with, some family problems that she was having. And really lovely woman, I thought. And we were friends for like 3-4 years, and then all of a sudden she just stopped talking. Would ignore my messages, wouldn't take my phone calls. And I have no understanding of what happened. Because I told her, I said, well, gee, is this something I did? Is there something I can fix? And I know that she was going through some family issues health-wise. And, I was willing to be there for her. And no, she just dropped me like like a dead weight. And I said, okay. And the last message I sent to her was, I wish your family well. I'll pray for those who are sick. And, I'm sorry. And just recently, when I see her in a chat somewhere now, she'll say hello, but she never acknowledges what happened. So like I said, it's just the kind of thing you got to deal with. Yeah. See, I don't know. I don't know. There are sadly too many two-faced backstabbers who only care what's in it for them. Hey, Busted, how's it going? Good to see you. It's not guilty by association. I have issues with it's dragging other people into situations that is between two people and no one else. Yeah, that's why I always say, Steph, when like if somebody's having an argument in the chat, and I'll always say, hey, take it backstage, guys. Don't do it in public in chat. Deal with it between the two of you. Fix it. Don't drag everybody else into that's the drama. Don't do it. That's because it's so easy to be someone or something. You're not behind a monitor and keyboard. Yeah, exactly. But like I said, I was friends with this woman for years. And then she just stopped communicating. So I don't know what happened. I probably will never find out what happened. And, all I could do is wish her well. And when she says hello to me, I say hello. I'm always polite. And I don't say, hey, what the F happened? Because that's nobody's business. If she ever wants to clear it up, she knows my number. People run their mouths and ready to close it. Oh, yeah. People thrive on that stuff. They thrive on it. People don't know how to talk things through anymore. I know and I blame that on some of that on technology, because now we don't speak to people face to face anymore. It's through computers, phones, it's texting. It's not an actual phone call. So that's where things get misconstrued and yeah, I don't know. And again, the drama sells. It sells so bad on here. So bad. It's awful. If you're not doing anything wrong, why do you have to drag others who weren't involved? Exactly. When I get into certain chats and I see that going on, I go, well, gotta go, bye. Because I don't want to hear it. I don't want to know what it's about, because it's usually something stupid. Mark, as representative of all that good and pure, namely the law, you shouldn't steal jokes. You shouldn't steal jokes. True pomp. That destroys very good friendship or just toxic from the get go. Excuse me. Yeah, and it sells. It sells on here. People eat it up with a spoon. And then they get in on it. Like, you've heard me talk about one channel, or I don't mention the channel out of respect for the woman. Because I don't do that either. I don't spread that stuff. But it's supposed to be a paranormal channel. And every time I tune in to say hello, it's this one said this and that one said this, and I've got receipts and this and this, and it's excuse me, months and months they've been going through this. And the minute it starts to go, well, time to go, and because it's just, give it up. In a situation like that, it's their problem, and you can only just move on. Yeah, that's what I say. Yeah, bye. I'm out. I love dad jokes. Keep them coming. But making others in the chat see it and calling them into it makes people uncomfortable. They don't want that. Yeah, you're exactly right. And I've had a lot of people say that's why they come, on my shows and in my chats, because we don't do that here. And that's the way it'll always be, because I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with it in my life outside of YouTube. I don't allow it. I'm not going to allow it here. There's so many things to talk about, everyday funny crap or whatever, or just, what we've been doing with our day. And, because that's why I started doing the morning chat here, was just to talk about life in general. The raw side is for, the paranormal and the interviews, so that we can learn and experience. And then the open mic nights, same thing. It's just, everyday life, getting some laughs and good times in, and that's what I want it to be about. And, if it turns ugly, then it's done. I'm over with it. Mark, opinions are like assholes. We all have one. Yeah, pretty much. Just opinionated. Oh, Steph, some are just more runny than others. Oh my God. It's just like the when Bill did his live last night, it was hysterical. And I love it that everybody does, the little cheeky comments or because Bill's got a great sense of humor, and Steph gets in on him and all of this. So it's fun. And that's what it's about. That's what we want to do. We want to enjoy that. I have it, the speed bump of life. Oh, Jesus. And everyone is entitled to their opinion, but they should only voice it, not try to pin it on others or force it on others. Exactly. And that's the society that we're in now. Everything is being forced on us. Everybody's, opinion or right or belief, it's being forced. I have respect for everybody's opinions and beliefs and their way of living or thinking. Don't force me to accept it as gospel. You know what I mean? Because I won't agree with you, but I'm not going to bash you for it. I'll just say, well, that's really, that's not, how I see it, but it's okay. That's how you see it. Stuff like that. Bill was trying to reenact the Blair Witch. Yeah, I know. Cracking me up. It's like, what is that? Most likely it was like, yeah, either deer, raccoon, squirrel, who knows? But I would have died laughing. That's why I always wanted to. I'm never in the area when he's doing the live at that moment because I would do that. I told him that. I said, someday I'm just going to show up. And if I put a mask on or whatever, just pop it in the garage and watch him shit himself. He'll be mad at me at first, but it'll be really funny. And it'll be live, so you guys will all see it. Yes, they do, Steph. Yes, they do. Oh, Mark, I'm so fat that I could bounce off the freight train. Good Lord, ain't nobody that big. I know if I hit the floor, I do a little bouncing, but I mean, never seen the Blair Witch movie. It doesn't appeal to me at all. You're really not missing much, Wayne. Even though they said it was brilliant because it was low budget, so it was good. But not to the point where I know all of the rhetoric was saying, people were getting, vomiting in the theater and all this. I'm thinking, nah, come on. And they did, get me at first. I'm thinking, well, this is real? Oh shit, is this real? And so they did good with that. I wouldn't watch, I think there was a number 2, wasn't there? Oh yeah, either. I would, I have to be in stealth mode and sneak up. And then, no, I would get a jump scare out of them. And then you'd hear some F-bombs flying. And then I'd get in trouble. Oh, you made me swear. It was a pioneering film. The Blair Witch, Wayne, if you see the documentary on it, the film crew put them through hell. It was real fear. Yeah, it was creepy. It really was. So you got to give them, you got to give hats off to that. I wouldn't watch a number 2, but what they worked with and what they had, yeah, it was pretty spooky. Because I remember watching it and I'm thinking, oh, like with the part where they show the teeth and stuff. I'm thinking, oh, no way. What the hell are they dealing with? There is a number 2 on most of Beardo's live streams. He just never wants to admit that it was poo. Oh, exactly, Steph. Yeah. Yeah, don't preach it unless you're going to live it. But Bill's got balls. Yeah, he does. Yeah. But yeah, if he's focusing on one certain thing, yeah, you could get a scare out of him. Of course, I wouldn't do it like when his head's underneath the car or something because I wouldn't want him to smash his head. But I told him, I says, seeing that he was in the garage, so he can't monitor the cameras on the property. I said I'd have to sneak in there and get him off guard. Well, that puts me in my place. I tell people all the time to wear clothes. Oh. Now that I agree with. Especially if they're not in the best of physical shape, you need to cover that crap up. Nobody wants to see that. At least Bill can tighten his nuts with a wrench. Yeah. Yeah, and he showed them guns he's got. He's pretty good with the flexing. I was breaking them on him last night. It cracks me up when he always gets up and then he pats his ass. I go, what are you checking to see if your shorts are full? Clothes are just a status thing. I don't care if they're wearing a tablecloth. When you don't have it all together, you just don't need to have it all out there. It's just what I'm saying. So what made you come out to see us this time of day, unlike you? I figured, well, I just wanted to do like a morning chat thing a couple times a week. Just to talk like we're talking just about everyday stuff and just something that was quiet and low key. Yeah, because and I love all the shows that I do with everybody, but this is just me. So people want to ask questions or just want to talk or sit here in silence, listen to this beautiful silence, sipping your favorite drink. I thought a couple of days a week. Unless it becomes popular, then I could do it more. Make me drag my old broken ass out of bed early. Let's see if exactly I'm not wearing anything. It's just that it's hot outside. I'm telling you. I know. So it was so hot this summer. And we'd come in from outside. I'd turn the air conditioning on. And boy, I'm telling you, the shirt would come off. The good thing my son don't live here no more. And I'm sitting there in a bra. My husband's looking at me. I said, I'm freaking dying. I don't care. Laura, have you managed to try the Yorkshire tea yet? No, I was going to do it yesterday and I got sidetracked. My favorite drink, anything alcoholic. Well, this time of day, you can get away with it there. It's afternoon there, right, Wayne? Load it up. Everybody's saying Yorkshire tea's the best. Laura, give us a loud slurp. You ready? Is that good enough? I don't want to choke. I'm choking up as it is. Actually, maybe later today. I'll fire up the kettle and get the stuff out. I might even film it. So this way you guys can see which teapot I pick out of my group of teapots. I love my teapots. I got a bit stimulated from the slurp. If so, I'm glad I could help out. I mean, that's what I'm here for. I prefer bean coffee. The other stuff in jars is just flirty. We get whole coffee beans. We grind them ourselves. Pomp goes, tea is pure rank. Really? You don't like tea, Pomp? Wow. It sounded moist. Well, it is wet. Yeah, we have a coffee grinder and we get the whole bean coffee and we grind. And you know what? It does taste and smell better. If I don't know if you could believe that, but it does. Oh, okay. I was glad to help out. That's what I'm here for. I got you stuff. I'm here to help. Too much info, Laura. There's some bad coffee out there. I'm telling you now. The kind we like is called 8 o'clock coffee. I don't know if you guys have that out there. We really like that one. I don't do the Folgers or the Maxwell House. I think it's ugh. I think Folgers is very bitter. Maxwell House don't have no taste. It's a good thing Bill's not here. He would have to disagree. What was that logo? Yeah, the best part of waking up is not Folgers in your cup. Not a fan of Folgers. And then we have all those flavored coffees here because we actually have a coffee company here that processes flavored coffees. But I'm not spending $25 on a bag of coffee either. Nasty processed stuff. No thanks. Yeah. Oh, geez, Wayne. Well, actually, it's funny. It was last year or the year before. It was the year before. My husband won at the Christmas party where he works. The company was giving out prizes, and we ended up winning this fancy schmancy coffee maker, which made my husband happy. But it makes regular coffee on one side, and then the other side you could do cappuccinos and espresso. And I used the espresso stuff once, but we have that option. And I mean, the thing was, I don't know, it's some Italian coffee machine, I think. And we looked it up and it was like a $400 unit. And I'm thinking people are crazy. I would have spent this much on a coffee pot. So we lucked out. There are some that may go with the slurp. Oh, yep, some do. You're not supposed to slurp it. So, Steph, is what you're telling us that you're a slurper? Slurper or non-slurper? Which one is it? Slurping could lead to choking, you know. Just a heads up. Depends, okay? Depends on the moment. That's right. Live in the moment. I never know the girls that we had on the other night with Susan, great gals. They really are. I'm going to have them on in October. They make coffee, and it's all like specialty coffees that had like alcohol in it, and they were naming some of them, and I'm thinking, wow, I'm actually thinking I gotta go. I haven't looked it out yet, but I'm gonna check it out and maybe get some just to try it. What are we discussing here? Well, we can leave that up to the imagination stuff. Yeah, those girls were awesome. So I booked them for October. And they've got a few investigations they're going to do in the meantime, so we could discuss those. But the coffee sounded fantastic. And I love it when they do specialty coffees for locations that are in need of donations to keep running. Oops, sorry. And so I thought that was great too, that they donate money from the coffee sales to that place to keep it going. Oh, are you going to order some today? What are you going to get, Steph? Because the ones that they had mentioned, the Black Forest one sounded good. And believe it or not, because I like rum, the rum and banana. I really want to try that. I smell bacon and cheese wraps. Oh, who's making those? My dog just took off like a shot. Somebody come in the house. She's quiet, so she's not going to eat anybody. Oh, now she's barking. God help him. Sandra, okay, tell her I'll take an order, please. You could deliver it by carrier pigeon. I think I was looking at the bourbon ones, or I think it was a caramel one. Oh, nice. Yeah, I got to pop over there and check it out. And first see how much it is. I have to save up. I have to save pretty bad. I got to save up for coffee. Am I sad or what? But I'll give it a go. I mean, that's what I told him. I said, I think a sampler package, if they come up with one of those, that would be awesome, because then you could buy them and, and try all of that instead of, spending the shot for 1 pound bag and then you hate it, That's why there's a lot of times I won't try stuff, because I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to spend this money and then it tastes like shit. And then what do I do with it? No idea, Steph. That word, that's the words of a dirty mind right there. Busted. Oh, It's just like with lobster. I didn't try lobster for years because I wasn't. Lobster's expensive. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm not a big fish person. So what if I ordered this thing? You spend $20, $30 on a little tail, and I hate it. So I was taken out to lunch by somebody one time, and there was a special lobster and whatever, steak or whatever it was. And I said, okay, I'll give it a try. Yep, gag reflex. Sorry. Whoa. Okay, Wayne, I'm trying to figure out how to pronounce that. Dowie? I don't know how to say that. Very, very nice. I can't drink strong coffee. It upsets my stomach. So for me, it's really mild blend Folgers. Yeah. See, I don't drink a strong coffee either. I've got a friend that says, "Oh, your coffee is like tea." I says, "Well, I don't want hair to grow on my ass. What the heck?" Oh, okay. Yeah, because I've never heard of that, Wayne. My problem is also when I found out that lobster is actually related to the cockroach. So that is the cockroach of the ocean. I said, yeah, I'm not eating that. But I had a gag reflex. It's a texture thing. So at least, I mean, it didn't go to waste because the person I was with, they ate it. Beans are the best. I don't do processed too much. Our food sources are processed. Wonder why we're mainly deadly disease. Yeah, you're right, Sean. It is. We are over processed. Our foods. It's terrible. So if you can go, fresh, homegrown is even better. It's the best. But I don't know too many coffee bean farmers. It's funny. I love crab, but can't stand lobster. Yeah, I'll eat crab. Well, because it's two different textures. Crab has a more of like a chicken texture, where lobster is like shrimp. It's I don't know, hard and spongy. I don't know. It's just bleh. I can't do it. Tried, I can't do it. Shrimp can't do that either. I've tried it so many times, and all I do is gag. So I said, yeah, forget it. Oh wow, getting it fresh is nice. Same thing with scallops. If it's a texture thing, I just can't help it. So I don't. Yeah, I don't eat much seafood. And it's like that one time on on Two Ply show we was talking about eating crawfish. I'm like, oh yeah, no way. But I don't. I just can't do that either. Hey, God, Gail, how's it going? I'll be lurking while getting ready for a volunteer day. Oh, good for you. What are you volunteering for? Good for you that you take the time to do that. That's wonderful. I had an uncle that had a boat. He lives in Maryland, and we would go on the boat, getting so much crab and lobster to cook on the boat. So good. Oh, I'm sure it was. I'm sure it was. And it always looks so good. Like you see a commercial and then they dip in all that butter and you're like, oh, I got to have some of that. And that's what I used to think for years. And then when I finally tried it, I'm like, nope, pass. Stuff I had them once. A friend of mine owns a restaurant. He cooked them and I tried them and they were fabulous. And then when I had them out somewhere else, that's when I had the problem. That's when the gag reflex. So I think you have to know how to cook them correctly, because I haven't had them since then. I mean, it's the same thing like, here you go to restaurants to get like biscuits and gravy. Don't ever do it at a restaurant. Make them home fresh, because I had them at a restaurant thinking, oh, this is disgusting. And then when I had the stuff homemade, oh, I fell in love with it. I help run a free store every week. First Tuesday is an all hands on deck sorting day to reset store, thrift store, wherever. Oh, that's great. That's great. I donate a lot to thrift stores and stuff like that. I figure, if I can't use it, somebody else can. And the place that I donate to is run by a local church, and they put kids through college with the money that they get. So you can go in there and buy a whole wardrobe, probably cost you $20, but at least that $20 will go towards a good cause, because I sell everything pretty cheap. That sounds great. My brother owns a boat. First time he went fishing, he came back with 39 crab. Wow, that's a good haul. Holy crab, Batman. That's a good one. They must have been fun, Cree. Hello, Ryan. Oh, everybody, Ryan's going to be on my show Wednesday. It's going to be talking triangle talk. Can't wait. Love fresh crab. When I was little, we lived in a little village, and we had an old lady every Friday. She would sell fresh. Oh, nice, nice. See, those are the things I miss, like the little mom and pop shops, We have very few of those left around here. And I rather go there. We have this one bakery. The woman is like probably 80 years old, and she makes the best like pasties and breads and pies. I was like, oh, I love it. And we always stop in there every now and then and get something. And hopefully, she's teaching her family members to do the same so that, the tradition can continue because it's just a little store. And then we only have I think one market that's like an open market that's in the downtown area. And then the rest is like farmer markets you have to go find. But all of the old mom and pop shops are very, few and far between. Hey, I see. How's it going? Shame I never got to taste them as I lived on the other side of the world to the UK. But you guys have a lot of do you guys still have a lot of street markets and stuff like that out in the UK? Oh, you're making pumpkin bread? All right. Actually, I got just a friend of mine. She's got a garden. She gave me a lovely zucchini, huge. And I just grated that all up to making zucchini bread. Now I go lurky turkey to get ready. Got to put on my goth face for the public. All right, you go. Enjoy. And yes, oh yeah, and God bless what you do. That's wonderful. Wonderful charity service. Yes, yes. All the gifted memberships today are from Mark, everybody. See, I took today off to accomplish stuff, and the only thing I'm accomplishing is talking to Laura's chat. We'll see. And it's a worthy cause, Steph. I'm sorry for holding you up from something. Yeah, we have street markets. We have several shops and markets and specializes in fresh fish. Oh, okay. We also have boot sale cross markets on the weekend and stuff with big meats, vans and stuff. Oh, that's cool. See, I wish we had more stuff like that here. But the bigger stores push them out. And then when COVID hit, it just totally stuffed out the small mom and pop stores. It really because they couldn't afford to survive, which really sucks because there's you want something special, they had it. Or a special ethnic, seasoning or food or something, you could find it. Now it's hard because they're gone. Okay, Sage, thanks for hanging out with us. You have a great day. It's nice that it's all fresh. It's great. Instead of going in the big supermarkets and you've got old, the fish is nasty looking. I look at it and I go, yeah, that don't look good. And one of the rules is if the eyes aren't clear, then it's not fresh. If they're cloudy, don't even bother buying it. Big stores cost too much, but there are markets you can go that are cheaper. Yeah. And I'd rather buy from the smaller, markets to help them out because you're helping out the local people. And as we do in the summertime, we buy from the farmers markets because we support the farmers. And it tastes better. Anything in a store is usually grown in a greenhouse or overly processed. And I just don't want that. There's a big, huge difference between, a homegrown tomato and then a store tomato. It's no flavor whatsoever. And in the wintertime, I don't even buy tomatoes because there's no taste. There's no sense in doing it. I think everybody needs to get back to growing their own stuff. If we had a bigger place, I would have a huge garden. Yeah, it's not like back in the day. I prefer the 80s much better. Oh, yeah, me too. I think that we lost a lot. Everybody enjoys technology. I'm like everybody else. I enjoy the technology, but I think it's taking something away from us. The kids don't even go outside anymore. I remember the minute we got up, got dressed, had breakfast, out the door. You're out the door. You go play all day, and you're home when the street light come on. You know, you did things. Now the kids are just in the house, lazy. They don't even walk where they want to go or ride a bike anymore. They say, "Oh, I need a ride. I need a ride." I was a whippersnapper in the 80s. The 80s were a good time. They really were. Thank you, Steph, for sharing out Ryan's channel. Yes, we're going to be talking about the Bridgewater Triangle and his adventures that he just had. So that's going to be great. That place, it really sparks my curiosity because so much goes on there. It's very interesting. Oh, they do it. It had to be motorized by. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. There are a ton of them around here. Everybody's zipping by on a motorized bike. Actually, we just I went in halves with my father. We bought a scooter. It's kind of like a skateboard with a seat, handlebars. Um, just so that we could go down to make it to the post office or down, like we have a grocery store that's a few blocks down the road. And it just makes it easier. So we need something quick, when nobody's home with a vehicle, we can zip on down. And with my back issues and all that, I could walk there, but making it back, I probably wouldn't make it all the way back. So yeah, zipping through. I'm going to be zipping through town on a scooter. Sandra is Dutch, and the food in Holland is so much better with more taste. It's not pumped with preservatives. It's fresh and it's really nice. Baked beans in glass jars and meat. Oh wow! I've got this. If anybody just stops for a while and starts reading, and the U.S. is worse than the U.K. Excuse me, because we have things here in our food that I know isn't allowed in the UK, but it's okay for us to eat it. And that's why everybody's wondering, well, gee, why has everybody got cancer or got this or got that? It's because they're poisoning us slowly. Gotta hover around. Baby, get the hell out of the way. Excuse me. Actually, no, it's like a rigging hammock. It's that's what it looks like, a skateboard with handlebars and a seat. And it's got a little basket on the back. It goes up to almost 50 miles an hour. So I told my father, and my father's going to be 80 uh, in November. And I said, no, we got to have the helmet. I said, because I don't want to get a phone call that you wiped out and smacked your head. So I got him a helmet that's got the American flag and an eagle on the front, really sharp looking. So it's, I never use chemical. Oh, good. Yeah, never use chemicals. There's so many natural ways to keep the critters out of your garden. Actually, I just ordered a new book about natural herbs and home remedies. I'm going to start, brewing them up, guys. The witch is going to be brewing. Is seeing that the medical community can't help me out with my pain. I figured I'm going to try do it myself. Only need to give one example. Read the ingredients of hot dogs. Never ate another one again after I read the tin. They just makes me laugh. You guys get hot dogs in tins. I'm sorry. It's so funny. Pop, we have a meat market here. Uh, it's run by a Polish family, and they make all of their own lunch meats, hot dogs, kielbasa, all of that stuff. It's all made there, and I'll buy stuff there because I know what's put in it. It's a shame because they taste so good. Yeah, it's all the chemicals. But I just think that's funny, you guys, because I remember watching, oh, what's that crazy girl that cooks that's really bad? And she was making something and she goes, oh, and she opened up the tin and she dumped out and it was hot dogs. I'm like, oh my God, their hot dogs come in tins. It's down to the system. I mean, population control puts poison in foods. Looks, look at the toothpaste, fluoride is a poison. It's in everything. Oh, yeah, exactly. And you're right. I do think it's a population control. I think that's what COVID was too, a population control. Strange that organic foods cost more when they use all chemicals on certain foods. You know what, Wayne? And and it's been known fact here in the United States, they could call it organic and it really isn't. There's a loophole. So even though you think you're buying organic, it's not. So that's why I rather support the local farmer because you know it's organic when you're getting it from him. And a lot of them don't use chemicals, uh, pesticides, and all of that. So that's great. I can give you a great recipe for ginger tea. Always use orbo. Oh, no, nice. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to go back to, yeah, just brewing my own stuff because no matter what they give me for pain, doesn't work and it's garbage because the side effects are worse than what's wrong with me. So I pretty much stopped and I just suffer with what's wrong with me. And because I don't want to take anything, you take all this stuff, it's either going to affect your kidneys or your liver, or you end up with some kind of freaky cancer garbage. Yeah, I give up on all of that stuff. Lauren Town pushes the kids on skateboards. Get out of my way. I'll show you how to. You know what? I tried that once on a skateboard. Didn't happen. My son was laughing at me because I'm down. Of course, now that my back is all messed up and everything, my husband yells at me, "You can't do that. You're gonna fall down." So, but I was always the first one. Yeah, let's go, let's go. It kills me because we have a water park here, and all I get to do is go on the lazy river with the rest of the old people. I want to be on the roller coaster. Can't do it. I wouldn't be able to walk away. Ginger is really good for you and garlic. Yeah, I use a lot of ginger and garlic. It's because it has a shorter shelf life on organic foods. Another is brown eggs, same as white eggs, but everybody thinks they are better for you. Makes me laugh. I think brown eggs taste better. They're a richer egg. I also like duck eggs better, but my husband won't let me get those because that grosses him out. He's such a goof. I just shouldn't tell him. The duck eggs are great, but I prefer the brown eggs. I think they have a better flavor. Jehovah Witness told me once that natural disasters and famines were God's population control methods. So I asked him why God favored England then, as we have had none of that. Yeah, Jehovah Witness, they're sad. They're just, that's all I'm going to have to say. They're sad people. Always use free range eggs. Yeah. Duck eggs are lush. Yes, they're so good. And I try to tell my husband they're so good. And he just doesn't like the thought of it. I've had turkey eggs too. Not bad. I want an ostrich egg. But the nearest place that raises ostriches is up on the mountain. I'd have to take a trip and see what they would charge me for one. I mean, you only need one. And then you need a drill to get into it. But, I want to try one once. It's a huge egg. You can make an omelet for the whole neighborhood. Let's see. He says, God doesn't favor England. It's geographical. So I asked him who made the earth. He said, God. So I asked him again, why did God favor England and put us here? He left. Yeah, they don't like it when you debate what they're saying. I just won't. My ex boss, who is actually an atheist, but he has read the Bible several times. He's read the Book of Mormon. He's read the Quran. He's read all of it, in search of what is this belief. And then one day he said that Jehovah showed up at his house. He goes, okay, I'll let you come in. He goes, and I'll let you do your thing. He goes, and then I'll say my thing. He goes, but then never come here again. And he had a big debate with them, and they never came back. He knew what he was talking about. And no matter what they did, they just, it didn't work. I've had ostrich jerky. Never the egg, though. Oh, how was the jerky? Was it good? I heard ostrich is good. Same eggs I raised. Fried chickens got white, blue, green. Oh, yeah, I love it when they're colored. Free range in the U.S. is not chicken running in the fields. They're just not in a cage, but stuffed into barns. Yeah. And the great thing around here is everybody's got chickens. And they're running through the fields. When you go out in the back roads, you got to watch you don't run one over. So that's usually where, we try to get eggs. And like you said, it could be, yeah, there's no difference, but I just think the brown eggs taste better. I don't know. It's strange. No, it didn't kill the mood. Let's see. When people say it was a demon, I say, did it have hair? Could you tell what color the hair was? If it's a ginger, it's all over. Yeah, Ginger's got that temper going on. England is a mess, and the government are only there to line their pockets. I know you guys are going through some crazy stuff right now. The rich get richer, the poor get poorer. Isn't that always the way it is, Sean? And it's a shame because England is a beautiful place. And I do believe I lived there in another lifetime. I think I should have been born English, but to what's going on now, it's just insane. It's insane. People can't afford to live there. They can't. My aunt, her brother-in-law lives there and lived there for years, and she's been there to visit, and it's beautiful. But yeah, it's like you said, the poor struggle so, and now it's going to be you guys can't even say anything without getting in trouble. Oh, have a good one, Pomp. One of your besties is a ginger. Yeah, they're saucy. Let's see. Yes, very good. My favorite is bison still, but I've tried a lot of different things. Snake, alligator. You've had kangaroo. Oh, what's that like? Please don't tell me it's like chicken. I've had bison. It's okay. I like elk better. Like certain parts of England is beautiful. Yes, it is. Very beautiful. I would love to be able to go there, but I don't fly. So, shh, quiet, everybody. Bill's in the room. He won't know we were talking about him. Good morning, Bill. Yeah, Rusty Grandma's on. Yeah, I know. Well, you say something wrong and there's knocking on the door. Sorry, guys, I got a tickle. I would have to say wild boar is awful. Oh, okay, yeah, because I was wondering what that tasted like too. Oh, maybe it's because, well, they say it's what they eat is how the meat's going to taste. Sage snuck in back for okay. It wasn't bad. Not like chicken though. Oh, good, good. It always kills me. What does it taste like? Chicken. Oh, come on. Not everything tastes like chicken. Sage said rattlesnake. And my grandmother had snake. She said it was interesting. I don't fly either. Can't flap my arms that hard. Oh, me neither. My arms are shot. But I think if somebody just knocked me out and threw me on a plane, I could make it to England. And maybe someday, God grants me a long life. Maybe I'll get a chance to go. I'd love to go there and I'd love to see Ireland. Such beautiful countryside and the history is just so rich. Hello, Mystic. Welcome. I don't build a firebug. See, Bill should use the torch to go walking through the trail. But then you were probably worried about catching trees on fire, right? But it made more spooky going through, with just the flashlight. Steph says, "Oh, I have pills to fly. Just add alcohol and it's night night." Yeah, that's the only way you're gonna get me on a plane. And and that's really the stupid thing is because I've always been a daredevil, always been the first one on the crazy ride. I always did the wild stuff as a youngster, but the older I get, I think it's because you smarten up when you get older and you realize how stupid you were and how dangerous it was. So yeah, now I can't get on a plane. I have to go. Peace and love. Okay, thank you. I see. Thank you. Thank you. Are you on Facebook? Yes, I am. Oh, okay. You posted there. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'll copy it down. I'll give it a try. I always wanted to go to Ireland. My aunt lives there and is very old haunted house from way back. My family's home from the 1700s. What are you waiting for, Ryan? Hello. What are you waiting for? Get over there. Turn that camera on. Get over there. And just please remind everybody, just hit that like. I would really appreciate it and comment. That support does help out the channel. I've been on 2 really rough flights. Nope. Yeah, see, I just think that, yeah, I don't know. My lucky to get hijacked. That's how I look at it. I'd be like, yeah, I'm supposed to be going to the UK. Oh, great. Now I'm going to end up like in Pakistan or something. It's a, you know what it is? It's a control thing. And I'm not a control freak, but on a plane, you have no control whatsoever. So, if somebody screws up in the front, you're screwed in the back. But if you're in a car, at least you have control of your situation. My dog's voicing her opinion. Oh dear. Talking of holidays, Donna and Tracy are planning a holiday for next year. I'm fretting already. Oh, where are they going, Wayne? He is a Bill. He's a Bill too, Mystic. Don't worry about it. Just not Bill Stacy. He probably got like a couple of hours sleep, Cree. Didn't the kids go to school? Yes, today's first day of school, isn't it? I could be wrong. What the hell's today? I know they start soon. Bill's got long hours. He gets up, takes his kids to school, then he comes home and he's got to take care of stuff at home. Then at night, he's entertaining us through the fields. I love that short you did with the ducks and your hubby. And I watched it laughing, saying, ours have been in the water swimming after them. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Well, she wasn't chained up. Yeah. That's why I had her chained up. I had her on a lead because the ducks would have been history. She would have went right in there after them. So yeah, I go, yeah, we better hook it up because the ducks, it's a normal routine for the ducks. They come up on the land, eat and do whatever. And the dog was in their way. The ducks were bitching at her. And then it was funny because then after a little while, I put her inside. And I was looking down at my phone, and then I looked back up, and there was the duck staring right at me, right in front of me. And I'm thinking, oh, you little stinker. It was waiting for me to lock the dog in the house so that she could come up and and run around on the grass. Thunderstorm we caught. Oh, God, I would have died. And when the people were traveling with season flyers and they are white knuckled, it's bad. Oh, yeah, not happening. Not happening. Oh, my preemie granddaughter is coming home today. Oh, wonderful, Mystic. That's wonderful. A reason to celebrate. I keep teasing my son, even though I don't think it's going to happen. I'm saying, boy, I think I'm ready to be grandma. You might want to, help me out with that. He's like, yeah, whatever. Even though his girl's ready, he's not ready. So I guess I have to wait. Probably going to southern Spain, never flown before. So oh boy, but it's going to be so fun. But I don't blame you. I'd be scared too. Oh, the dog got you up this morning, Bill? Well, they got to go potty, Daddy. That's Athena. She's, at the side of the bed and she whines. I'm like, yes, I know. I love flying, amazing feeling. And the view is wow. You'd love it as long as there's no bad storms or what. Oh, yeah. I'm sure it is gorgeous. It's just that, that fear. I think once I got up in the air, I'd be all right. But it's the whole getting up there part. I forgot the flight to UK from here is pretty long, so. She has done remarkably born 2 months early. Oh my goodness, good. Oh, it's wonderful she's coming home now. I wish I could say that, but I just can't sleep in. I just couldn't move from my spot, hoping and praying sleep would come. I was like that last night, guys. I could not. That's why I was up late, on Bill's thing. I just couldn't go to sleep. And then after I finally did go to bed, I'm laying there and because my mind was racing. So, Laura, is there an option on your end when you go live to merge a channel with yours? When I do it, I was wondering if I could do that and maybe it won't work through StreamYard. Let me reread that, Bill. Is there an option on your end when you go live to merge a channel with yours? When I do, it does. So I was wondering if we could do that, but maybe it won't work through StreamYard. You mean for now, to do it now? I know at the beginning I can add channels before I go live. I think once you're on a live, the only way I could have you come on here is to send the link. But to stream from your channel, I'd have to do it from step one. So I don't mind it being in the air. It's the landing. Yeah, that's what I hear is the takeoff and the landing are the hardest. Everything is long in the UK. Mark. I know it's a few hours. Oh, Sean, do you like Streamlabs? Because I was thinking about checking it out. I mean, I like what I'm going through now because it's easy. I don't want to do OBS. OBS is just too much. It's just too much to play around with. I just want to set up the show and hit go live. That's all I want to do. I don't want to do any of that other technical crap. It's just I don't have the patience for it. And I don't want to have to, push all these bells and whistles just to have my guests come on. I just want to have you show up and add to screen. That's all that's it. Oh, good. All right. I'm going to have to look into it later. Now that I have the new system, before I couldn't, my laptop wouldn't take the Streamlabs because I didn't have the, oh God, I'm drawing a blank here. I didn't have what I needed to run it correctly. Right. Yeah. Bill's supposed to be here with me doing this. And I'm just waiting for him to be ready and then he can join in Bristol because I wanted to do this stream on my show. Yeah. We'll figure it out, Bill. Yeah. I don't get that. I don't know why it's not working for you. It makes no sense. And also, we have Carla on here as well, and she's listed. But when Carla wants to come in and do the show, it doesn't show up on her side. So I have to send her a link. So I don't know what the hell is going on. And I discussed it with Susan. She's thinking about switching also, maybe to Streamlabs. So we're going to have to look into it. I don't know. But I figured, who better than to share coffee time with than, carburetors and coffee. Pretty soon, Bill's wife's going to think something's up. We're online together all the time. Poor Michelle. Trying to get Michelle to come back on, but it's not her thing. Yes, you did, you potty mouth. You swore. I died laughing. I loved it. And I was just telling them earlier in the live here about, sneaking up on you when you're doing your show. Make crap yourself. I said, I guarantee you get some swearing out of them if I do that. That's okay, Bill. You don't have to swear. But sometimes it just comes out. Yeah, it was spooky, but it was cool. I would have walked through there with you because, not for nothing. I don't get too spooked by that because you know what's on your property. So it's either going to be a deer or it's going to be a coyote or a coon or a squirrel. The only thing I would worry about is, some bum cutting through the countryside. That's what I would worry about. You have to share the link if it's Laura's. She shares the link with you and then vice versa. And you get, we've done that, Sean. But the thing is, it locked him out. StreamYard locked him out for some reason. It was really odd. We tried everything and it would not let us stream. It would pop up. You know how the white bar is at the top and you have where you're streaming from, it would show up on there, but it would be clouded over. So pretty much means that they shut it down. So there's a setup that you could do, or you're supposed to be able to do on StreamYard, is that you put in, you send out that initial link, and then it allows you to have those channels on there. So automatically, when you go to stream, then you pick where you want to stream it through, and then it kind of wakes that thing up, and then you're good to go. But this time, it's just, yeah, it's for him, it wouldn't work. Because when we do most of my stuff, it's on through Susan's StreamYard, and she has us all on there, so that all of our channels will be included. And we tried to add Bill, and yeah, wasn't doing it. And yeah, that's what I was thinking. Maybe the OBS was the issue. Yeah, he did all of that. He went through all of that, and it's just for some reason. And then he said something about he got noticed that the StreamYard for him was blocked. And I'm thinking, okay, well, why? Why is it blocked? He didn't do anything. And just like he was saying, you were saying you were having issues with your live streams lately, that now you have to go in there and keep and marking them as public when that's done at the beginning. So I don't get it. I really don't. And I don't know if OBS has anything to do with it or not. You would have to talk with, Jimmy, or because he uses strictly OBS. Yeah, your branded account. I don't get it. I said you get no help from StreamYard. I got mad Mark to show me how to do it, and also ask Google. Yeah, because I think doesn't Mark uses OBS too, doesn't he, Sean? So maybe that's who you got to ask, Bill. You got to ask Mark from How to Truth. So that's why I didn't want to get into the OBS thing. Too much ass ache for me. Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. It's a big pain in the cheeks. It really is. But the good guys always get tagged. Yeah, I don't get it. Then it was bad quality and went to Streamlabs. OBS is rubbish, I feel, and it is too complicated. It is too technical. It really is. And I'm not saying that, people don't grasp how to use it. It's just too much crap to go through to use it. Like I said, I just want to send the link and start the show. I don't want to, set this and then route it through here and then do this and do that. No, I don't want to do that. Well, so you're an editing guy, Bill, so of course you're going to love it. Just like Jimmy, editing, he loves it. I mean, you guys will sit there for hours and tinker with that stuff, and I just, I don't want to do that. And Carla was starting it, and then she's like, I don't know, this is too much crap. Yeah, as I told her. She goes, I don't think I'm going to use it. I said, well, even though she likes to do, she's more does the, the graphic art stuff and all of that. And, she does a great job when she's editing her videos as well. Maybe she thought that using the OBS would make it easier on her. I don't know. But like I said, it really takes a long time to figure it out, especially if you don't have any kind of editing expertise or, experience. I'm struggling with the ones that I'm using. And I still haven't put anything out, because I haven't gotten it together. I have the Da Vinci, which Bill likes, and I figure, well, I would like it too because I like what it can do. And then Susan and Carla use that CapCut, so I downloaded that, and I'm finding that it's easier for me to maneuver and work. So I think I'm going to have to just use the CapCut, and then when I get the experience, then I can upgrade to the Da Vinci, which is more technical. I think that's how I'm going to have to do it, because I really don't have time to sit around and watch videos all day on how to use the program. I've had no problems with Streamlab. Mark Haunted Truth literally showed me and set it up via TeamViewer. I let him do that as I trusted him. Yeah, see, he knows all that stuff. So yeah, you might have to get a hold of Mark, Bill. And maybe he could figure out why you're having the issue with the StreamYard. Because you really, I think it's the connection with the OBS. Something isn't, you're missing something or overlooking it. I don't know. And your luck is probably something simple that you've just, you look, oh no, that's not it or whatever. Yeah, that's usually what it is. It's the easiest thing that you've just overlooked. And then, you're bitching at yourself. You dummy. Why didn't you think of that? I tried Da Vinci, couldn't get my head around it. It's mental, but Pro, thanks to Mark again. He's yeah, he is. He's a tech genius. Yeah, I'm gonna build myself. I mean, I still play around with the Da Vinci, but I'm absorbing the CapCut a little bit easier. Holy cow, I'd be lost. I am untech savvy. Most of it is self-explanatory, Mystic. So that's the beauty of it. So, yeah, it's wait, I just noticed you're green. Yeah, that's my persona there, the Green Witch. Bill, where have you been? He's prime now. Much better while learning Da Vinci. Yeah, that's what I figured. It's just like a stepping stone. So I'm doing the CapCut, and I'm maneuvering that pretty well, and then I'm just going to graduate to Da Vinci. Yeah, Mystic, it is. It is pretty. Canva. I do a lot of stuff through Canva, which I think you would enjoy. You should download the Canva, the free one, and check it out. Because I use the Canva and I use the free one, and everything that they ask you to pay for, which is with the Pro package, I go online and download it from somewhere else, and then I add it to the Canva. Pictures or whatever, sound. So yeah, it's been it really is pretty much self-explanatory. Just take it a step at a time. And then what you don't understand, there is a video. Just type it into YouTube and it'll pop up and it'll tell you. They would be fun. What kind of channel would you like to start up? I've been doing live shows while editing on Da Vinci. Yeah, Bill, you're doing the lives through your phone, correct? Yes, I love Canva. I create everything on Canva. And your imagination, could go wild on there. And like I said, whatever, because they do on the Pro Pay, there's a lot of things you have to pay for. But you don't need to if you don't want to. If I'm looking for a specific picture or something and you got to pay for it on the Canva, I just Google whatever I'm looking for. It pops up. It's free. I get it. And then I download it onto the Canva. Okay. Yeah. For now, you're doing. Oh, yeah. Well, my actually for that my thing, the GoPro thing that I got, the chip's coming in for it today. But I'm thinking if I go out and I'm going to do lives anywhere, yeah, I'm going to do it from my phone. Because the last couple of times, I don't know. Well, no, when I did the thing for the broom and I wanted everybody to see it, and I did that at home, the camera shut off on me. I don't know why. So I did a whole video talking to myself. That's why I was mad that day because I went through all of that trouble and then I couldn't share with anybody. I was like, oh, crap. So yeah, if I do another video or something like that at home, I'm just going to do it on my phone. I've never had a problem with the phone. How do you use that program and understand it? Wow. I had a blood vessel burst. Oh, yeah. Me too. Me too, Sean. I'm thinking, oh, God. And poor Jimmy from Ghost Quest. He helped me out. 3 hours he helped me. God love him. And I was like, oh, God, Jimmy. He says, yeah, just step by step. And I understood what we started. But he was busy doing the documentary at the time, and I didn't want to bother him. So I said, the hell with it. I'm just going to stick with what I've got. Because, nobody's got time to babysit me. I hate to have to ask anybody for anything. I have an old medical book of remedies. Oh, wow. I like to go over the remedies and compare contrast and how much the medical superstition. It reads like a spell book. Oh, that's really cool, Mystic. I would love to hear that. You've got to do it. So when you get off of here, you go over, you download the Canva, and you check it out. You play around with it. It's fun. You'll have a good time. At first I thought that, but now I crave editing with it. It really is fantastic. Once you actually, once you actually get to learn how to do it. Yeah, that is interesting. I'm interested in that. Well, that's why I ordered the book that I did, the apothecary book. It has over 300 natural remedies and stuff in it. So I can't wait to get that today and go through it. And maybe I'll brew up some special potions online. That'll be so cool. Sean's like, yep, nope, I've done it. Can't do it. Bill is very skillful at that stuff. When I have an issue, poor Bill. He's like, Bill, you busy? You think you can help me with this? Now, like with the intro I did for this, because I had to switch it because I got flagged for the original intro I had on here for the music, and it was free music. Yeah, I don't understand, but okay. So I took it off and thinking, oh, what am I going to put on there? And then I originally put something on there, and then that's what was keeping me up last night. I'm thinking, that's kind of lame. So I got rid of it this morning, first thing this morning, 6:30 this morning. I'm on the computer adding new words and sounds to the intro. So, yeah. And I'll probably change it again, but that's what I come up with at last minute. Internet Archives is great for those books. Oh, okay. She has this. I have some of those books too. It's interesting to see the changes in perceptions of medicine. Yeah, that's cool. I really want to. Yeah, she's got to do that. That is so cool. And I figured everybody would enjoy. That's what another reason why I got the book, because I figured everybody would enjoy that. So see, we got the same thought, same idea. But yeah, yours is like I said, it's 200 years old. So that I really would be interested. Oh, thanks, Bill. But I still feel like a big pain in the ass. I hate to have to depend on somebody else to help me with something I should be able to figure out. I hop around. Beep beep, here it comes. Get out of the way. Makes my lawnmower. Yeah, well, I'm gonna blow the horn from now on. You're gonna come out and get me. Lawnmower. Bill, will you fix my lawnmower? I pride myself on knowing I could figure things out. It just takes me a little while. And then when I can't figure it out, boy, I get so angry with myself. So many things have common names we no longer use. It's a fascinating book. Oh, I'm sure. Well, I have an aunt who makes a lot of her own, like lip balms and salves and herbal remedy teas and all that. And she's been doing this for like a couple of years now, and she loves it. She says that stuff works great. They feel good, and it's not filled with all the garbage that you get from buying stuff in the stores. So that's what. And I've always been interested in that kind of things, herbs and stuff like that. I remember going mushroom picking with my grandmother when I was a kid, and I always loved doing that. And she'd point out plants in the forest that you can make tea and stuff with. So I figured it's something I need to revisit. The pharmacist will sell poisons for money, and they don't care what it does to people. Yeah, you're right. That's why I've given up on it. I'm actually supposed to go to a pain clinic, and that's the first thing is they hit you with the prescription pad. Well, here, try this. You're like, no, I really don't want to. How about that? I have enough problems. I don't need to doctor it up. And that's what it is. They're just masking the trouble. They're not curing it. There's a lot of things that don't have cures. Like what I have, the fibromyalgia, there is no cure so far. But instead of working on just medications to mask the pain that we suffer and all the other ailments that go with it, try to find a cure for it. So that, I could go back to living a normal life instead of being, stuck because I can't do things anymore. Or I always got to wait for somebody to help. It's just, and I've always been someone that likes to do for myself. I don't want to have to depend on other people, to do my laundry or, chop wood if I need it or, I've learned to be my own advocate with doctors. If doctors refuse to see my treatment as teamwork, instead want to tell me what to do, I'm outdoor. Yeah. Well, I've had doctors tell me it's all in my head. Oh, I don't understand why this isn't working for you, or this, or this. And I'm thinking, whatever. I'm so over it. So I have to limit myself on when I do things because I've like household chores, simple household chores. I could vacuum and I vacuum the whole house and then I got to go lay down for a half hour because I'm in such agony. And then, that really holds everything up because then next year, then, it's the dusting or, the dishes or, at laundry is just a big, I put it in a laundry bag. I got to throw it down the stairs because I can't carry it. And instead of falling down the stairs, which I've done face first, that's how I end up breaking my toe. But, it sucks. So that you got to do a little bit at a time and then, I got to go lay down. Get back up and do a little bit, go lay down. Or if you have a really bad flare up, then you're stuck in bed all day, praying that someone will kill you because you can't stand it anymore. Had a lot of those days. Western medicine is great as treating symptoms, but not the root problem. Exactly. Well, the thing they wanted to put in that electrode thing that attaches to your spine with a remote control. And they say, when you start having pain, you push the button and it kills the pain. I'm thinking, yeah, you're hiding. The pain is letting you know there's something wrong. So what kind of damage are you doing when you're hiding the pain with these contraptions and pills and you're doing more damage? So then when that stuff wears off, it's worse. So where's the sense in that? No spoon therapy? I've never heard of that. Goth gal. I feel there are cures for cancer and stuff. Just the pharmaceutical companies will lose much. You know what? My husband believes the same thing, that there is cures. It's population control and money. I do believe that yeah, that's part of it. And they have the control, and insurance companies have the control. Mine is through a comp case. So they have say over what medications I'm allowed to have and not have, and what doctors I can go see and who I can't go see. I've been fighting for these people for 30 years. They wanted me to settle out of court for $10,000. And I go, okay, if I settle out of court for 10 grand, then when I'm an old lady and I can't walk anymore, who's going to take care of me? Who's going to pay for the bills? Who's going to feed my family? Not you. You're not going to show up at my door. And disability, you make dog shit on. Sorry about my language, but that's the truth. You don't live high on a hog on disability. There's a lot of things, you got to go without because you can't afford it. And they don't care. So this is you're left with, okay, do I buy medicine? Or do I pay bills, or do I eat this week? Those are the choices that you get. When your pain receptors are defective, those things work. Yeah, you know what? The fear I didn't. Oh, what? You talking about the spoon therapy or that electrode thing? I was advised not to have it done by somebody that I trusted 100% in the medical field, and I said, no, I agree with you. I just don't, because I used one of those TENS units one time. It drove me right through the roof. Oh, it made the pain worse. So yeah, you're not hooking anything up to my spine, because that's one of the fears I have, and I admit it. I don't want to be a cripple. I want to be able to get up and walk. And someday maybe I won't be able to, but I'm going to keep going as long as I can. My uncle had that passed that did that with the spine, and he regretted it. He said he was, see, I'm not. The thing is that those batteries also eventually have to be replaced, and then you're for another, And I'd actually say, what if you lose the remote? What, are you going to wear the remote around your neck so you don't lose it? Every illness has a natural remedy. It's usually just a plant or fungus. Yes, I agree, Ryan. Yeah. Mystic, I'm a disability. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So you understand what I'm talking about, Mystic. It is no picnic. Everybody goes, oh, you're living good. You're on disability. No. You're limited on how much you can work, and I can't work at all because of all of my restrictions. So there goes that kind of extra income. And you can't do this, you can't do that. There's so many rules, so many regulations. And then, I've worked since I was 15 years old. I paid into that system. And you think I get half of it back? No. And then when you go for extra help, you don't get it unless, you have absolutely nothing. They just give you enough to survive, barely. Exactly. Look at all the tribes in the world that live well old ages through using plants. Yeah, exactly. So they know stuff that we don't know. Starting this January, I started getting nerve pain down both arms and hands. I'm starting to lose the use of my pinkies, but they did an MRI. Tried to tell me it isn't that bad. Is it? It's down both arms, because I was wondering if it was carpal tunnel. Because I've got that carpal tunnel, and then you get the rotator cuff issues. You could have a pinched nerve, and that could be in your neck, and it's traveling down your arms. Sage, have you tried chiropractic care? Maybe if you do a few adjustments, it might help relieve some of that. My fiber got so bad at one time, I was walking all the time with a cane. I would shake. My head would jerk to one side. It was really attractive. I went to a chiropractor, and they thought I had Parkinson's. And when they started working on me, I guarantee it was like 3-4 visits, all of that stuff started to go away. So my spine was a mess. I had one leg that was like 1.5 inches too short. So it tells you how screwed up it was. Once they straightened that all out, the majority of that went away. I don't have the shakes anymore. The only time I have the head jerking thing is when I have a really bad fibro flare up, uh, which is embarrassing because you don't want to go out in public and people think, what the heck's wrong with that freak? But, it's stress doesn't help either. Stress is a big, big no-no for people with fibro. But I found that the chiropractor helped a lot. Check out the spoon theory. I think you would like it. It's a great explaining on how I feel trying to do things. My bus is almost here, unfortunately, and I have to leave. Have a great day. Okay, Goth, you have a great day. And thank you. I will. I'll look that up. I appreciate it. Every 2 years, he's got to go in for new batteries. Yeah. No, I told him no way. Yeah, that's right, Steph. Everybody thought I was winking. No, it's very embarrassing. It was bad if I was walking here. I'm a young woman with a cane. Okay, I got over that. It's just, pride thing. But when you're sitting there, you're talking to somebody and you start twitching and you're thinking, oh God, not now. And then the person's looking at you like, what the hell's going on? And so it's awful. It is really awful. Pinched nerve in my neck. I have arthritis. That is narrowing the channel and the nerve runs. Oh yeah, my husband's got that problem in his back. Yep. And I got the arthritis too. And I think I got both kinds. And that's all of because all of the work I've done with my hands. Doing being in the dental business, all that work with your hands, and being an artist and a crafter and a creator. As far as art and stuff goes, if you name it, I've done it. And then not to mention all of the, you might as well say hard labor, because I used to help my father with construction and stuff. I help my husband with construction and stuff. So it's beat up the body. I changed up my diet too. Yeah, they say the diet is a big thing. And without Laura was winking at them, I was, Steph. It was just, it's my way of flirting. Eye twitching, head twitching. Woo! She's hot. Damn. I think my diet's pretty good. Of course, of lately, we've been a little lazy and doing a little more takeout than we should, but I've always strictly been, fresh vegetables, fresh fruit. I've never been a big junk food person. Once in a while, I'll get a craving for chocolate, and a candy bar will last me a month, for good Lord. But maybe I just have to change it. Maybe I need to eat more green vegetables than, because I say that green vegetables are a big help for people with the fibro. That's right, Steph. I'm flirt. A lot of people don't know it. But you gotta keep pushing it, with these doctors. You gotta tell them, no, this is what's going on. It's not in my head. I'm not making it up. This is actually happening and you need to help me. And if they don't help you, then you say, well, then I'm going to find somebody else. Okay, Mystic, thanks for hanging. Actually, we're at the 3-hour mark. I'm going to let you guys go and get on with your day. And it's about that time. I'm starting to get hungry now. So, noon. Good Lord of mercy. So, I have scoliosis, nerve pain, and doctors gave me, oh my God, morphine patches. I totally refuse to take any of it. I'd rather suffer sometimes when I give the camera to someone. Yeah, oh my goodness. Well, sending you healing thoughts, Sean. That's just terrible. It's hard. It's and the thing is, we get so used to it because we have no choice. So you just have to change things up a bit. Of control ingredients, salt. My mom has demons. Have to watch her salt. Yeah, I try to watch the salt too. I always yell at my husband. My husband's a salt freak, and I yell at him all the time. I feel you, Sean. I'm stubborn too. Totally stubborn. and then I get in trouble. But, I pay for a bit of stubbornness. My husband yells at me all the time. You're not supposed to be doing that. Well, I'm tired of waiting around. I'm doing it myself. And then later I'm like, oh, God. So, we do it to ourselves, I guess. All right, guys, it's the 3-hour mark. I'm going to let you guys get on with your day. Thanks for joining me for the morning brew. I really enjoy it. We'll be doing it again soon. And then maybe, I don't know, if we figure out this computer thing, Bill will join us sometime as well. You guys have a great day. I look forward to seeing you all. Well, I'll see you in chats, but I'll see you on Wednesday too when I have Ryan on. Thanks, Steb, for helping me out. You are a blessing. And yes, guys, don't take all those medicines. They're no good. No good. Make you sick. Everybody be well, healthy, have a great day. Love to you all, and we will see you all soon. Yes, Ryan, I'm looking forward to it. Sean, be careful, man. Now you got to face the wife. Get that apron out. Until then, everybody, have a great day. See you soon. Bye-bye.